If you love the excitement of a new ride, you are going to love this one. Behind me is Thorpe Park's secret weapon for 1996. It's the biggest and most adventurous ride ever. X:/No Way Out is the only one of its kind in the whole world. From the minute you enter the pyramid, you'll start to experience a pre-ride adventure, which enhances the anticipation of fear and creates interest and tension while queuing. The first encounter is the security checkpoint and a series of laser bays. We're approaching the ride. It's not long now. What are your expectations? What do you think it's going to be like?
I'm quite excited. I think it's going to be really good because I really like this sort of thing. The water really set the atmosphere at the front.
What do you think it's going to be like?
Scary!
I think it's going to be excellent. I love this sort of thing.
Do you?
It looks really futuristic.
Proceed to decontamination zone.
Having come through that, you will then enter the decontamination area. And then pass onto the vortex, which creates a feeling of disorientation. Then turn a corner and you enter the inverted wall. Take on the challenge of the industrial grinders. Having survived all that, you'll then encounter the weird happenings in the metamorphosing chamber. Then you enter the final stage, the ride itself. At the loading bay, you'll be secured into your seat, ready for the ride of a lifetime. Once a pre-flight position is reached, you will then plunge backwards at about 30 to 40 miles per hour in total darkness, allowing mind theming and sense manipulation. By cutting out one sense and heightening the other senses with special effects, your mind is completely stimulated. The very latest in ride technology has been used in the construction of X:/No Way Out to enable us to incorporate backwards moving cars, simulated vibrating track and mid-flight stops, which all combine to create disorientation, fright and confusion. And as quickly as it begun, it's all over. What was the worst bit, do you reckon?
When you go back. Yeah, when you go back. The first drop, because you don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Is it really, really scary?
Yes!
Scale of 1 to 10, what's the scare level?
Yes!
You want to do it again?
Yes!
4 years in the planning and nearly 2 years in construction, the ride was manufactured by the Dutch company Vekoma, who were responsible for the Space Mountain ride at Disneyland in Paris.
It's very important that these project teams work hand in hand. Actually, the first ride which we have proposed to Thorpe Park and the ride which you see now here, it's completely different. We achieved this result step by step, within long discussion, with many meetings. And now we have a result which all of us can be very proud about. And I believe personally this ride will be a milestone in the history of amusement rides.
It was important to offer an already sophisticated theme park audience a completely new ride experience. So after researching and visiting many theme parks throughout the world, Thorpe Park started to work on the design of No Way Out, with Design Workshop, a Midlands-based company specialising in theme park design. What research was done before you settled on the design for the ride?
The ride is the result of a 3-year concept which has been developed over that time, during which period we visited many theme parks throughout the world, especially in the USA. Our brief from Thorpe Park was to provide a completely new ride dimension which would be unique.
The question that everyone wants to know, especially something as revolutionary as No Way Out, is how safe is it? The whole ride has undergone rigorous testing procedures to satisfy the stringent ride safety standards. These tests have been further verified by Thorpe Park's own independent safety consultants, Richard James Associates. Because this ride is backwards and in total blackness, the question on most people's lips, I think, is how safe is it?
The ride is very safe. In the UK we have a code of safe practice which covers safety and operation of amusement devices. The ride has been designed and manufactured to the code, so hopefully yes, it should be very safe.
And who's actually ensured that the ride does comply with the current UK safety regulations?
Ourselves, together with Runnymede Borough Council. We've covered the ride structure, track, control system, trails, and then the building has been covered by the local council in terms of building regulations.
And has the ride actually been tested under full working conditions?
Yes, the ride has been subject to a lot of tests over the last few weeks. The commissioning tests lasted 2 or 3 weeks, and at the end of those the ride was operated with 5 trains in normal working conditions.
With a ride as complex as No Way Out, just how often will it be maintained?
The ride will be maintained on a daily basis before we hand it over to the operations department. We'll go through rigorous testing to ensure that everything is correct.
Did you have to undergo any special training to understand the complexities of the ride?
Yes, there was training from the ride manufacturer and the subcontractors they use to deal with the control side of it. But again, being involved with the ride from an early stage, as it develops, you get more and more knowledge of the ride and in-depth understanding of it.
Do you think a ride like this is going to attract a lot of visitors?
I'm sure it will. I think that if you're going to be a leader in this industry, as Thorpe Park clearly is, then you are going to have to develop your product, like in any business. And I think this is going to bring new visitors to Thorpe Park and also, I'm sure, bring visitors back. It's a tremendous boost for confidence in tourism in Surrey that this sort of development is going on and shows that this is a tourism industry that is definitely growing.
How do you think this ride compares to others you've been on?
I think it's very difficult to compare this ride to others because it's so unique. The fact that it's in the dark, the fact that it's running backwards, and also the fact that it stops so many times, makes it very, very unusual.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rate the ride?
Well, difficult to scale rides because it's down to everyone's personal preferences. Some people like looping roller coasters, some people like traditional ones. But it's a great addition to the park. It is a great ride, and I think everyone who comes here should have a go on it.
Why did Thorpe Park decide to launch this ride?
We decided to launch this ride as a way of attracting more visitors to the park and keeping up to date with our attractions in the theme park business.
Wouldn't it have just been easier to have launched the longest or the tallest ride?
That would have been the easy way of attracting people. Going for the longest, the tallest, the fastest is most parks' answer to putting in a new attraction. What we wanted to do was put a unique attraction into Thorpe Park.
So do you think this will actually attract extra business?
Oh, without a doubt, yes. We know from people's reactions already that they're going to come back and visit Thorpe Park because of this ride.
What sort of publicity is the ride going to have?
The ride is the biggest ever ride to be launched at Thorpe Park and will be the biggest ride to be launched in the UK this year. So as you'd expect, it's going to have a very big bang launch. You will see it across television in the southeast, throughout newspapers, you name it, we'll be there.
Are the pre-ride experiences totally unique?
Here we are in one of the Q-Ride experiences, and I best describe them as Crystal Maze meets Krypton Factor. They are unusual, they're different, they're exciting, and it's something that doesn't happen anywhere else in any other theme park.
Everybody's intrigued. Why have you called the ride X:/No Way Out?
Well, it's a very different ride, and we wanted again to break the mold in terms of naming the ride. So we looked at what is it that would communicate the various aspects of the ride to the people we're targeting it at, the 10 to 15-year-olds. And the X:// is an adaptation of the computer DOS symbol, and No Way Out, well, once you're in here, there is no way out.
X:/No Way Out will give you the biggest scare of your life. And the only place you can experience this awesome ride is at the Great Thorpe Park. Dare you enter? Once you enter, there's no way out. Ooh.